And I'm looking forward to today because we are launching the Heritage Month now.
I'm telling you, it's a big event to focus everything on Ghana.
Yes,
look inward, build bigger,
Shout.
so we can do better.
Shout.
Hands over equipment to Ghana Armed Forces, and immigration foils another cocoa smuggling. All of these in the daily graphic. The daily guide, SONA2025, I'll fix the economy, Mahama. President's address rehashed lamentations. Apenyo marking, hitting right back. Meanwhile, Kumasi gets modern garage. There's a photo of Prince Kumi and Kennedy Japan during the garage opening. President Mahama has declared NSA ghost wanted. And in this troubling story, KNUST student found dead on campus.
Sad one.
The Chronicle leads with the state of the nation. The angle is state of nation is not good. President Mahama reveals this time he's photographed whilst he was observing the guard of honor. The graphics photo is whilst he was speaking. Mahama Bako termination bebre. Apenyo marking giving us punchlines there. GIS false cocoa smuggling attempt. And you should see the photo on the Chronicle's front page. They have drums supposedly of oil.
And they have cocoa beans. Whoa.
Meanwhile, the IFS says reset Ghana's external sector. That's on page 7. The Herald is focusing on something completely different. $250,000 financial rot engulfs Chief of Defense Staff and Forces Pay Office Commander. Ghana Armed Force fighting bank in court with forged documents. All kinds of murky details here. Meanwhile, Mama calls out Ajimamino Boy in Siansari, says $400 million spent on Agenda 111, yet no hospital operational yet. Meanwhile, key actors must pay for Ghana's unitization disaster. And then VRA job hunter accused of buying Medina executives. All of these and more on the Herald front page. The Ghanaian Times also focused on Mahama's speech. This is a photo of his delivery in Parliament. I'll fix economic crisis, reset Ghana to growth, prosperity, Mahama says. Then he also says we will make free SHS better. Meanwhile, Nkukon Kitinkiti project to benefit 55,000 households nationwide. This is an interesting one. Nkukon Kitinkiti. There's a photo of some chicks, day-old chicks on the front page. Meanwhile, Hajj tax force set March 13 deadline for package payment. And Minority tells Mahama, fix economy and stop lamenting. The few more focused on the state of the nation. I'll take you to the Inquisitor. I will not lament. JM says he will fix the problems. Meanwhile, Napo calls for action to tackle sustainability challenges. And Ghana Link sets record straight at Tema Port. I'll give you a few quick ones.
Yes,
the
please.
new publisher, I took over a messed up Ghana.
Charlie.
Mahama is wearing dark space. And then, of course, Apenyo Markin's response is also there. Meanwhile, resurrecting the hidden skeletons in ICOM's cupboard. Going live on Monday.
My God.
The hidden skeletons. Daily Democrat. I'll fix the mess. Mahama assures. That's the story here. And the immigration story is also the final. The Informer. All hands on deck. Mahama urges nation. Says free SHS has come to stay.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, GIS boss says there's investigate malicious claims against me. This on procurement of welfare buses. Let me finally go to the BNFT. I will fix the economic crisis. Mahama is everywhere. Contradictory letters emerge on Bogoso Prestia mine lease. Government sparks interest in $1.3 trillion global mice market. And then $220 million tree crop diversification project to roll out this year. Finally, the Catholic Standard.
Yes, please.
Mobile phones are impacting students negatively. Bishop Agenta advocates educational system without political interference. And then the editorial says religious bodies must have a right to manage our own schools.
That's right. I take you online, ChannelOneNews.com. Government to engage cement manufacturers over price hikes. Officer Minister is here. Reinstate sacked workers before we join Economic Forum. Upon Kuma says we've reintroduced anti-gay bill to Parliament in Team Fojo here. Ghana not in good shape. Decay is massive. Backbone here. Deceased KNUST student suspected boyfriend arrested. Mahama did not address the true state of the nation. This is the Minority. Mahama's strategy is fewer ministers, more presidential staff and committees. This is Apenyo marking. Government to partner private investors to address student accommodation deficit. Things are bleak. Your attire says it all. Mahama Yarga tells Minority. Mahama unveils anti-corruption unit at presidency to tackle graft. Stop lamenting and address concerns. Apanyo marking to Mahama. And then this one, motorists urged to drive cautiously as Accra Tema motorway expansion progresses.
Okay.
If I take you to citynewsroom.com, NAPO demands retraction, apology from Bright Simmons over 2020 unitization claim. Beware of Mahama's economic promises. He failed on Dumso upon Kuma says. Nugs mourns with KNUST, demands justice for Deladam Yabani, and police detains suspected boyfriend of deceased KNUST student. Ghana is at its lowest point, but Mahama's SONA is rejuvenating. This is Bagbin speaking. Major Online, son loses case against parents over move from London to Ghana.
Very interesting story.
Yeah.
Says, go.
Hey, they say no, Charlie, you forgo. One person arrested for allegedly killing Queen Mother at Nungwa. We know this early. Economy worse than Mahama presented it. Details will be revealed in budget. This is Deputy Finance Minister nominee. Ghana was on the path to economic recovery. Mahama can't rewrite history. This is Abner Osei-Asari says, big promises, no funding plan. Abner Osei-Asari again questioning Mahama's social interventions. If you go to Star, SONA highlights Mahama's assessment of the energy sector. Right. I will work with Judicial Council to depoliticize justice delivery. If you go to Class, quickly, it says Medina NDC praises Mahama for choosing competent, experienced Kenzo to man VRA affairs.
Not easy.
School Sports Authority to be established to encourage grassroots participation. That's the interesting angle. I think Class got that. Okay. UK-US trade deal could mean tariffs not necessary. This is Trump, Bernard.
I'm going to give you the Ghanaian Times center spread overview of the state of the nation. I will fix economic crisis, Mahama says. Reset Ghana to growth and prosperity. So the story, among other things, focuses on the facts about the economy, where the economy was saddled with staggering debts to the tune of 721 billion Ghana cedis, with several state-owned enterprises in debt, including the ECG and Cocoa Board, who owe 68 billion cedis and 32 billion cedis respectively. Charlie, ECG and Cocoa Board together, almost 100 billion. Mr. Speaker, inspired by the Almighty God and people, and propelled by the massive mandate given me by the good people of Ghana, I am moved to make a purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani Mahama, will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and set it on a path of growth and prosperity. He said to loud cheers from the majority caucus of the Legislative Assembly. Now, he also talks about corruption. He's directed a crackdown on individuals involved in the National Service ghost name scandal. And there's a quote here of what he said. He also made reference to oral. Then he spoke about free SHS, that he would not cancel it, but he will make it better. Then the other angle is MPs wear black and white to depict opposition to SONA or positions on SONA. So it was a contrast of colors, black and white, when Parliament sat yesterday. Now the Times angle was that the minority side wore shades of black to participate in the sitting of the day. The black was on the back of their demand on the president to reverse the revocation of appointments made by the previous government. The white was on the back of the 2024 presidential and parliamentary victory. The majority side, covering 2/3 of the Hollow Chamber, was a sea of white as they turned out in their numbers to receive the president. Then the last one I'll give you, Apenyo Marking's sort of response to the state of the nation. He's the minority leader, page 8 of the Daily Graphic. Minority describes SONA as Lamentations. And the majority and minority sides of the parliament repeated their usual support and disapproval ritual with the substance of President Mahama's message on the state of the nation address. So it says Mahama Yerga, who offered the floor to second the motion, described the president's message as a message of hope, while minority leader and Lesarapenyo Markin urged President Mahama to stop lamenting over the state of the economy and focus his energy on fixing the economy to improve the lot of Ghanaians. So those the usual stuff you have there.
There's one angle that I like. School Sports Authority to be established to encourage grassroots participation. This is President Mahama. He's saying that to encourage greater participation in sports among the masses, we are implementing a significant overhaul of grassroots sports with the establishment of the School Sports Authority. This body will oversee structured inter-school competitions and talent identification initiatives essential for nurturing future sporting champions. Good one there. We hope they see it through.
Let me give you the page 14 of Ghanaian Times.
Yeah.
In Kokong Kitty
Yeah,
project
man.
to benefit
Yeah,
55,000 households nationwide. Now, stories by Cynthia Asampana. The government will soon roll out its quote in Kokong Kitty on code project
Thank you.
as part of
Kokolo
measures
view.
to cut down on the country's importation of poultry products, especially chicken and eggs, as well as generate employment for the youth.
Sure.
The project is expected to benefit not less than 55,000 households across the country, as well as create jobs for the youth. In addition, it's expected to save the country over $300 million of money spent on poultry imports per annum. Now, the president disclosed this when he delivered the State of the Nation yesterday,
Okay.
and he made some comments on this. Now, the second story
Yeah.
is the people who were trying to smuggle cocoa again.
Yeah.
Cocoa is already in debt, and
Yeah.
Ghanaians are smuggling cocoa. Officers of the Ghana Immigration Service, back page of Ghanaian Daily Graphic. Officers of GIS stationed at Gabiri Inland Checkpoint in Timpani intercepted 2 drums of cocoa beans being smuggled into neighboring Togo. The officers, who were under the Pulimakom Sector Command of the GIS acting on intelligence, intercepted the 2 drums of cocoa beans loaded with a tricycle heading towards Togo, towards Wurianaga, an unapproved route. The owner of the goods bolted upon seeing the officers. A statement issued by the head of public affairs, Amwakwata, said investigations had commenced to apprehend the owner. Now, this is the background.
Yeah.
This is the second time in 2 weeks
Oh.
that the Ghana Immigration Service has intercepted cocoa beans purportedly being smuggled out of the country. Last week, the immigration officers stationed at Akon Sector Command, with the support of some officers of the GRA, intercepted a truck loaded with smuggled cocoa beans. And now that was 1,115 gallons of cocoa beans. Today was 2 drums.
Wow.
So we need to open our eyes. Dr. Randiabe,
Yes.
you have to do
Very
some work.
important.
All right.
Very important. Bernard, disease care university student's suspected boyfriend arrested.
Oh, Lord.
Reading from ChannelOne TV, Ashanti Regional Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 21-year-old Daniel Tufor, a final year student at KNUST, in connection with the untimely death of Miss Joanna Deladem Yabani. Tufor, reportedly in a relationship with the late Miss Yabani, has been taken into custody for questioning. The university authorities said in a statement yesterday. Miss Yabani, a final year student pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences, was found dead at about 5 a.m. on February 27, 2025, near the KNUST Disability and Rehabilitation Center by the KNUST Security Service. Now, DCOP Emmanuel Tekuju, Ashanti Regional Police Commander, revealed that Tufor was identified through campus surveillance cameras, which played a crucial role in his arrest. We have identified the suspect through CCTV footage on KNUST campus, and he is currently assisting with investigations. We are stepping up our efforts to maintain security on the campus. Meanwhile, IGP reassured KNUST's Vice Chancellor of the police's commitment to campus safety during a phone conversation. Devastating news there, Bernard.
It's really, really
Devastating
troubling.
stuff, yeah.
Now, the Herald has a number of stories here. It says that Mama calls out former managers of our health sector. Over $400 million spent on Agenda 111, yet no hospital is operational yet. Now, that's an interesting one. The president called out the leadership of the health ministry. So he essentially mentions the former ministers and the presidential advisor on health.
Yeah.
When he disclosed that approximately $400 million had been spent on the project without a single facility being fully operational. This was during the State of the Nation address. So it then talks about Kwekwa Jimamenu, who served for 7 years before handing over to Oko Boy.
Right.
And then Dr. Nsian Sari, a former DG of DHS, who was presidential advisor on health.
Right.
According to the story, President Mohammed's remarks indicate that despite significant financial commitments, none of the hospitals have been completed and made operational yet.
Okay.
Now, it also has an article here that key actors must pay for Ghana's unitization disaster. Now, I'm sure you know that the president confirmed that the country had withdrawn the unitization directive imposed by the former government through the energy minister on the energy sector. Now, this, he said, was a decision to create more opportunities and encourage greater investment in the country's oil. We know that the statement was welcomed by ENI, who did not agree to unitization. Now, the Herald has been following this story and basically says that the people who were behind the unitization, which they consider to be a wrong move, ought to pay for the fiasco.
Bernard, into one of our favorite topics, roads. Now, motorists have been urged to drive cautiously as Accra Tema motorway expansion project progresses. So, Chief Resident Engineer for the project, Engineer Kwabena Bimpong, has urged motorists to exercise caution as construction work progresses along the stretch. There's a quote. Unfortunately, it seems motorists are not aware that they are in the construction zone. Therefore, even when they are being stopped by our flagmen, you can have some overtaking on the shoulder, which is illegal. Unfortunately, one of our flagmen was knocked down by an errant driver. We are using this medium as an appeal to motorists to be aware that the Accra Tema motorway is currently under construction. There is a need for caution once you get onto the motorway. So please.
Lastly, the Informer fact-finding report on MPP's defeat, cancel delegate system to curb monetization. This is the photo of Chairman Sabonsu here. Now, the rank and file of MPP have called on party leadership to abolish the delegate system and open up the electoral college to include all registered members in the election of party officers. They observe that the current system promotes monetization and undermines a true democratic process of electing executives. I agree with this. This came up in a recent in a report of a fact-finding committee led by former majority leader Chairman Sabonsu to establish the causes of the party's abysmal performance, particularly in the Ashanti region. Now, we are told there's a leaked report of the committee. I'm told the party said this report is not really out yet, but portions seem to be coming out.
Some portions are out in the press already.
Finally, two quick editorials here. The Catholic Standard says religious bodies have a right to manage our own schools. And it's a very important conversation which must happen as the conversation around education continues.
Right.
Then Kumasi gets modern garage, daily guide, and onto a modern car garage, which is comparable to those in Dubai and other advanced countries, has officially been opened at Bekwai and about in Kumasi.
Right.
The Plus Looking Garage, which is owned by popular car dealer Prince Kumi, aka Maxi the car dealer, was opened on Sunday morning or Sunday evening. And Kennedy Japong, the former Asin Central MP, Dr. Kweku Oting, owner of Angel Group, Kofi Job, Nana Usue Free, just a big man in
the big shots,
Otumfo Apejahini, and other dignitaries grace the opening ceremony. The picture is nice.
Oh, they're big.
You should go and drive your car there.
That's the news review.
This is the City Breakfast Show.